Welcome, IBL fans. So I'm Real High Mario, and I'm with my co-host.
Hi, what's up, IBL fans? It's Todd here.
You know what Power Rankings is, where we think the teams fall. How well? And I have number 16 was the Buffalo Drill. I do like their defensive core because they're very defensive. But I don't see any offensive pressure from here. Sandslash is going to be a predictable spinner for getting rid of rocks. You're not going to bring Defog Beedrill. You're not going to bring Defog Swellow. I don't see this team, like the synergy of this team, working out in the long run of the season. Like, I love the Cleric. I love Clefable as a Pokemon. I love it there. I love Milotic as, like, a defensive pivot. It's really good. The only Zmon is Tyrantrum. It does hit hard, don't get me wrong, it does hit really hard.
Got all that right on the money. There's at least decent hazard synergy there, apart from the spinner.
Alright.
So
for my next 15. One, I put the New York Metagross. First of all, not enough offensive pressure to take down teams. You have to rely on Koopa outspeeding. You have to rely on your hazards for a lot of damage, and because the coach could be amazing, but I could be wrong.
I'm alright with this team. I feel like it's an okay team, because not just that, in this gen, with Araquanid getting webs, Hooper and Bound will not have to run a Scarf as much. Like, obviously, webs get very predictable, and week to week, it's not something we bring every week. But I feel like...
With Gen 7, a lot of defoggers got taken. That's the only reason I lowered it, even though it gets webs. Gen 7, a lot of defoggers came out, so, like, it's not as hard. It's not like last gen, I need defog, what do I pick? There's not enough here. But everything got defog. This in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yeah, not just that, I feel like his removal is just a non-fan, because the Klefki on this team, if it's going to defog, it's going to be defogging the way it spikes and it screens, which is a bit of a hindrance. But I do like it just because of how threatening the Hooper can be. Yeah.
What's the Shelgon doing there?
I mean, it is a dragon. It is technically a dragon. It's a really bad one, but yeah.
My number 14 team is the Minnesota Monfernos. Their only breaker is Cairo. It's a very top-heavy draft. Now, they do have setup potential, and this is another team where speed is a problem. Their fastest mon is Frostless.
Yeah, the only presence I can really see offensively are the Nidoqueen, the Kyurem, and sometimes the Blastoise. But yeah, obviously,
like I said, this is a team that chips away, but it doesn't do big damage when you need it.
It's going to rely on it's going to rely on Toxic Spikes from that Nidoqueen a lot, I feel like, to be able to beat teams down. I feel like that the main thing this team is going to have to do is going to have to get up the T-Spikes with the Nidoqueen and then try and flinch things down with Jirachi to try and deal the damage it needs to over time.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a strategy, though. It still can win. So my next team, I have the Kansas City Nidokings. The thing I do like about this team, it could potentially be a decent Trick Room team against somebody with high speed tiers. I love Megalopolis and Skarmory as a core, even though one's weak to ice and the other doesn't really resist it. Skarmory is just naturally bulky. And with the Suicune there for bulk as well, it's really good. Here's my problems. Ice just tears through this team. They have one resistance to ice, and that is the Suicune. And if it's an ice type with freeze dry, then this team has decent bulk, but the speed tiers are what's it go? It goes from 130 all the way down to 110 for Dodrio, then to 85. That's not good speed tiering to me. This team, I don't know. It's one of those. I have no idea. I had no idea where to put this team originally. I had it a little bit higher at first.
This is one of the ones which I feel like has one of the highest ceilings on it if it's used well. But it has a lot of mons on there which are almost notorious at this point for not really being used that well.
Yeah,
Megalotaria.
I rarely see Jolteon used that well.
Megalotaria and Jolteon, that's two of the most notorious. Megalotaria is the most notorious mon in League format, I feel like, for being used horribly and then doing nothing.
Yeah, in Gen 7. It was really good in Gen 6, but then they nerfed it, and then meh.
Nidoking's another one. Some teams use Nidoking really bad because they scarf it every week, and that's all it does. And Scarf Nidoking is not the best set it can have.
Now, one thing I want to see, and I want to see this season, I know it's kind of probably giving away one strategy, but I do want to see Tailwind Suicune into Nidoking sweep at the end of the match. I want to see that so bad, because that would be a nice set to bring.
I've done a similar thing to that with a Whimsicott into a Nidoking. It was fun.
Well,
it works if you save it till the end game well enough. One thing I will say here, though, is I like the fact that there's two T-Spikes users on this team. The Volt turn from the Jolteon and the Sarina, coupled with the T-Spikes, is going to be something that I feel like is going to be key to this team's success this season.
My number 12, I had the Lawrence Talonflame. Their breakers are just amazing. I love their offensive pressure. Coco, Latios, Mega Gyarados, Emboar, and Bisharp. I love that offensive pressure. I don't like the dual dark types even. I don't like the trip waters. Flying resist doesn't exist. Well, it's Coco. For my number 11, I have the Memphis Bewares. Don't like the earthquake weakness. I don't like the fact that they have to rely on Bulu every week. They have 4 times weaknesses, which could be a good thing, but on a team like this, not really. This team, I think, is going to be easily predictable.
Moving on to your number 10, which is
the Albertine Alzos. I don't like their fire water grass board. I like Tentacle, Facility's okay, but you have Combustion as your fire type. So yeah, you potentially have speed pass.
It needs 3 speed boosts before it can outspeed anything.
The Volt Turn is pretty good though. I do like the, well, not really Volt Turn, more like, well, yeah, Volt Turn. I forgot about Lantern being the electric type for a second for a minute. But again, this team has a lot of 4 times weaknesses. Scissor, Mega Scissor, Dragonite, Celebi, and Sneasel, all in one team. Even though it covers a lot, it still kind of makes it easy if the opponent can just prep correctly. Oh, another one thing I do like is their Wish Pass potential between Surpuff and Celebi. Oh, and Miltank. So for my number 9, I put the Houston Hardens. Now, this is a very balanced team, which is good.
I really enjoy this team, like, looking at it, because it has the offense and the defense, but again, it is let down by not only its speed tier, but removal again. With Mega Galley being the top speed tier, it is not the greatest, and Togetic being the only removal. Essentially being, if you're bringing a bulky Arcanine, you're essentially forced to bring the Togetic every time.
Number 8, I should say. I had the Rhode Island
Rotoms.
Rhode Island Rotoms. I can't even speak today. Or read. Now, I love, like, this bulk of P2, Togekiss, and Alomola. I think the offensive pressure is really, really strong. Speed tiers are pretty good. Not the best. If they had a regular base 100, it'd probably be a little better, but they're still not that bad, and their setup potential is good. You were right when you said that Toxic and Alomola wears it down, Santa P2, Toxic P2 wears it down, but Togekiss can come in and be a cleric, so it might be forced to that niche. So my number 7 is the Chicago Cubchoos. Coming in on fire type is going to be hard for them, even though they have the dual water, they still have to predict. Mega Lopunny needs hazards to and I've used it before, so I can say this. Mega Lopunny needs hazards. I love Sylveon and Metagross as like a defensive pivot core, even though they both get hit down by Earthquake. I still love them with Rotom Wash in there. For my number 6 pick, I have the Miami Infernape. Kyron Black is just a great breaker. Mega Pidgeot, Kyurem, Heracross, all hit hard. Magneton to trap steals, so that's one less thing for Kyurem to worry about. I don't like Moltres or Rotom Frost as Z movers.
I don't like them
I don't like that they're reliable, that they're defogger. Well, Dixon Valley gets defogged. But overall, I believe this team has decent defense, pretty good offense, and not great speed tiers, but speed tiers that at least can contribute to each other and help cover other speed tiers.
I get you. There's obviously I have a reason for putting it lower, but yeah, I can understand why you've put it up at number 6. Anyway, moving on to your number 5.
It's the Montreal Milotics. Now, I actually like this defensive and offensive pressure stuff. It has Wish Pass with Florges. It has Tangrowth, which is defensive and can be pretty good on the offensive side. Speed tiers are terrible. Miss Magius is your fastest one. You don't have Webs, don't have Tailwinds. I don't really like Mega Ampharos in the tier or in the format. Porygon Z hits pretty hard. Like I said, this team to me, I think it's got a good mashup of offense and defense. It's got pretty good. It's got a really reliable Stealth Rocker and Oopsie. With Forges now getting defog, you don't have to rely on Drill. That's all I'm really gonna say about that. But the Portage Herdiers don't really like Blastoise as like your spinner, because you're relying on spin. If you want to get Webs with Rabombi, you're looking at bringing Blastoise as your spinner. But this team overall, I just love its synergy though. It's very top heavy as well. Like Mega Kangaskhan, Squirrelpede, Latios, like those 3 monsters come every week. But this team has a lot of potential with that speed pass and with that. Just the threat of their speed pass. The Scolipede is definitely the best speed passer in the game because Mega Blaze came to ban. It does it so well that it doesn't need to bring it, and people get scared. And it's also a very good Z Z-move user, and it is one of his Z-moves. Wasted 20 points with Toge's Gamaru. I don't know why he just didn't pick up another tier 4 Mon. But yeah, that's all I can say about that. This team, it just looks threatening.
The only reason he picked up Toge Gamaru is I think it's one of his favourite Mons, so I guess he wanted to try it out. I actually don't mind the Blastoise for one. The Fairy Dragon Steel Core I like. Nice Volt Turn, good Speed Pass. I don't like the fact that Steelix is the only rocker there. As well as, there's no knockoff users on this team, which Mega Kangaskhan I feel like needs in support. Also, it's pretty Rocks Week. This team is like pretty Rocks Week as well, which... moving on to... your number 3 are the
Marlboro Mudseal.
Red Seal, Zygon 50, and Mega Gardevoir's Fairy Dragon Steel Core is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favourite Fairy Dragon Steel Cores I've seen drafted in a while. Another massive positive of this team is bulk. The Registeel, Vaporeon, Mandibuzz, and Dusknoir being so bulky. Between all of them are going to all cause so many problems, as they're just going to spread status around teams and just become a massive problem to take out for any team.
Yeah, this team, like Mega Gardevoir, most teams don't have a switching for. You have a Steel type, it runs Focus Blast most of the time. This one has Zygarde, so it doesn't even need to Focus Blast. It literally just switches to Zygarde.
Zygarde's so bulky as well, so it can switch into all these things so easily.
Lycanroc Dusk was a great pickup in the late rounds, middle late rounds. I like Rotom-Mow because it can literally be a good defogger too, because it's not weak to rocks.
Yeah.
It's one of the few Rotom forms that are not weak to rocks. Another thing is, but like I said, he has like 2 of the best breakers in the entire game. Zygarde and Mega Gardevoir break so many teams like by themselves that this team together, it's going to be hard to defeat. Now, another thing I don't like is like the speed tiers though.
Yeah.
Like, because their 2 fastest are Lycanroc and Cryogonal, but they're frail.
Yeah,
like, really frail.
It's again the 110 speed being the top speed tier for so many teams. It's something I feel like has let so many of these teams down from going from being okay drafts to good drafts, or in this case from a really good draft to an actually amazing draft.
So we'll move on to my number 2, and then we'll... So, my number 2, I have the Seattle Scissors. Now, you did not like this team that much. Mamoswine, as its one really reliable stealth rocker, I don't really like, but it's Mamoswine. It's really good though. Kama-O as a Z user could work out well if he knows how to play it right. But another team that suffers from bird spam.
Yeah, I mean Aerodactyl's a better switch-in than some of the ones you've seen, like Bishop, for example.
True. But this team also has only one fairy resist, and it's the Frail Salazzle.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing that. It's the number 1 team in our eyes, and that's the Las Vegas Skeletors. First of all, Infernape, Garchomp, great first 2 picks.
And great Z-Mons.
I love those first 2 picks.
So good as both Z-Mons and first 2 picks.
He has the best Dragon, Fairy, Steel, Fire, Water, Grass for good rockers. Well, Rocker, Cobalion, Garchomp too. Infinite and throw rocks out.
Yeah, so that's not even a problem. And Absol as well to switch into bounce back. And Mesprit gets rocks as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Mesprit does get rocks. Defogger and Golbat, Hitmonchan, the spinner, and you have that magic bounce.
Yes,
deter status completely. Even its defensive ones hit hard, and its offensive ones are pretty bulky. Like, Infernape's not really super bulky, but you can make a bulky Infernape set that can wall some things because of its typing.
Yeah.
Garchomp everybody knows about Tank Chomp, and they got the web with Galvantula to just, like, piece this all together to make it, like...
Yeah, I think the only problem I found with this team is that even though it's rare that they'll see this, it is extremely Trick Room weak. That's the only problem I can find with it.
I think that's going to wrap it up for our power rankings. We will see you guys after week 2. This is every 2 weeks, 3 matches, we will figure out the power rankings. So we will see you after week 2. So check out our coaches and enjoy the league.